Welcome, my peace, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It would be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my people. So let's talk about The Shy, season 1, episode 2. We got Stephen Williams in the show, and I really like him as an actor. He played in tons of movies, but wasn't he on A Different World or not? He's like an OG on this show, and he got power. He got clout. I don't know if it's gonna be used for positivity or negatively or whatever. So, and he looks good. I'm sorry, but he looked fine. So anyways, we see that he's running something, and he's going around passing around $100 bills, and I don't know if he gave Jay $100 bills from watching a car or whatever, but he damn sure did give Emmett $100. So we start off with Emmett. He's at the house party. He's dancing with Keisha. They're doing a damn thing, whatever. Keisha's freaking him, but he has his attention on this other girl and the party, and he's paying attention to her. Keisha finds out. Keisha walks up to the girl, and she was like, what's going on, blah blah blah, you looking at my man, catty shit that happens at a house party. And they're all young, and so Emmett brings her into the bedroom. He's about to go down on the box, and then his son started screaming and crying, and Keisha was like, no, come on, we're not gonna have sex in front of your son. And Emmett was like, he won't know, he won't even remember. I was like, there we go. Emmett is so immature and so young. Kids raising kids right now. And he had his son in the house party in the room, so when he was out there dancing, his baby was neglected in that room by himself. Okay, Emmett, what's going on with you? So anyways, we get Brandon. He's outside, at his job. He's about to go to his mom's house or whatever to clean out, Coogie's room or whatever. And so he ends up talking to his co-worker Louise or whatever. He talking to Louise, and he told Louise like, yo, Louise is trying to get Brandon to go to a party, but Brandon ain't feeling like partying. He just lost his brother, you know what I mean, and he knows who killed his brother and shit like that, so he's not trying to go to a party. And right now he's just trying to think, he's just trying to contemplate, because he has a career going on, he has his girlfriend, but then again he knows who killed his brother. So he got the good angel and he got the bad angel on his shoulder, and he don't really know what to do at the time and point. So he lets Louis in on like, yo, I know who killed my brother. And so Louise was like, yo, you got a gun? He was like, nah. He was like, well, you gonna need one, bro. You gonna need a gun. I can help you get that. I got your back. So it was like, damn, that's cool for Louis to say that, but if something was to go down, Louis will probably be the first one to snitch. You know what I mean? People, like, they want to be helping hands and get you amped up to do shit, but then when the heat is on you or on them, they're ready to, drop a dime on you in a heartbeat. So, but anyways, it was cool that Louis got his back. They worked together, whatever. So it's cool. And what's his name? Brandon. He has to go to his mom's house and try to, fix, take all Coogie's stuff out the house or whatever, and all this other good stuff. And then we cut to a scene with Ronnie and Tracy, like, they made out, they having sex or whatever. She's happy with him for now. And but she offers him a drink, and Brandon refused to take the drink or whatever. So the night that Ronnie killed, what's his name, Coogie, he was drinking, but he got off his regiment. So we see that Ronnie probably suffered from alcoholism or had suffered from alcoholism. He's trying to stay away from the alcohol or whatever. But then Tracy was like, yo, I want some crab cakes. I want some crab legs. I want some ribeyes. I want some, get some wine or whatever. Like, how is he gonna be able to afford that? She know he ain't working and he doesn't have the money. But we do find out later in the episode that Ronnie was in the military. So that's probably why it was so easy, not so easy, but for him to take a life, you know what I mean, and not think about it. Then it also kind of like probably explains why him and Tracy and Jason, he separated from the family, because he probably came back from, the war, drinking. I don't know if he was in the Vietnam War or whatever. I'm assuming it's the Vietnam War or whatever, but we'll see. He probably came back all troubled with PTSD, and he was probably drinking a lot. So that's why Tracy and Jason separated. And plus, Tracy's about that money, and she's asking him to bring crabs and ribeyes. She know he ain't got no money. She know where he living at. She know what he look like. But she was like, make sure you bring that. And then on top of that, she didn't let him stay in the apartment while she had to go to work. She was like, come on, let's go. Like, she don't even trust him, but yet she trusts him enough to go out there and kill and murder somebody for her son, to make her feel better, to make her feel feel, more, better as a person, to help her with her grieving process. But yeah, he can't even he can't even stay in the house while she's gone. I know that's right. Tracy ain't no joke. Tracy's about that money, baby. And so we get Jake, we get Kevin, and we get Poppy, a Papa. They're walking to school and talking, and then you got, Jake, he's bragging about, watching a G-Wagon for somebody, one of his brother's friends. I don't know if it was Q, but he got $100 to do that. And, they say he's a good guy, he got a good attitude, whatever. So we don't know if Jay's going to soon be, a watch out boy, look out boy, a drop off boy, or a dough boy soon. So we'll see what happens in that situation. But the three kids, then they get closer to the school, and they're talking about, like, yo, listen, they started to talk about the shooting or whatever, what happened to, Jason. And I believe, Jason and also Coogie, whatever happened with that situation, what went down, because they were all around when, Coogie got killed or whatever. They was in the alley, and Kevin was behind the van, and that's when Ronnie seen Kevin. So Kevin was like, yo, don't worry about nothing, don't say nothing to nobody, because it seems like, Jay brother is cool with the dudes that killed Jason, and they know more information about it. It was like, yo, did you ask him anything? It was like, no, I'm gonna ask him his SS number, his social security number, or whatever. So then that's when Kevin was like, yo, don't say anything, it's on me, yo, let me take care of it, it's on me. Like, he'll take the blame for whatever, for them to just be quiet. And it's like crazy, you got these three young kids going to school, and they're worrying about bodies, people coming after them because this person got killed, that person got killed. How the hell are they gonna concentrate and focus in school when they're worried about murder beef, and people, being an eyewitness to a murder and shit like that, kids around their age getting killed? So how can they concentrate and focus? How can they even, open a book? I mean, they're already right there, they already got PTSD. That's drama. Kevin is going through it. And it's like, damn. Then we see Andrea, she's calling Kevin, was like, blase blah. She was like, I text you about the play, whatever, and he's like happy about it. And it was like, oh, you hitting that? He was like, nah, whatever. So then we find out Tracy has a big huge cousin, she's Debo out this piece. And she hears Kevin talking to Poppy about Andrea, and she like throw him up against the locker, and she's like, she's on Poppy too, like saying like, yo, you guys better not be talking about Andrea, because that's my cousin, she's a Jehovah's Witness and all this other stuff, so if you think you're gonna get it, you ain't gonna get it, blase in the third. But it is what it is. And she's like the big girl that can fight too, and people are scared of, but then she's not ugly as well, so she got swag. And they don't want no part of her. She's the big Debo around the school. And so then I was like, damn. And so then you have what's his name, Cruz. Now he's gonna be working with Bill. Bill is the other detective, Wilson, I think, Bill Wilson, Wilkerson. Bill is the other detective that was there when Kruger was questioned. So these two got to work together on the case, because Bill is going to be trying to solve Jason's case, and he's on the stash house where Jason was found in front of. And you have Cruz, Detective Cruz, he is going to be trying to solve Kruger's case or whatever. And so them two don't get along, because Detective Bill, he's desensitized, and he don't give a shit about these kids anymore. He don't give a shit about what's really going on. And he's the type of person that will frame anybody. That's what it seems so far. That's what he looks like. And it seems like Detective, Cruz is really connected to, Kruger, because we find out that he goes out and he buys some Timbs, and that's what Kruger told him that he should be buying. He should wear some Timbs or whatever. So he's kind of connected to Kruger. He liked the kid. He's a good kid. I like the kid. I can't believe he's not on the show anymore. So we move on from that. And so Brandon, Brandon, he goes to his mom's house to, clean out his brother's stuff. The mom's not there. He's banging on the door. But she's at the bar in the daytime. She's, it's noontime. It looks like it's early in the morning. He changed his shifts around. His mom's in the bar getting drunk. She's getting messed up or whatever. And he's trying to talk to his mom, like, come home or whatever. I came to, pack up Coogie's stuff. She was like, I don't want to do it, whatever. And so then, the mom's new boyfriend, he's being disrespectful towards Brandon and telling him to go away and all this other stuff, just mad disrespectful. And Brandon was like, yo, you didn't even show up to her own son's funeral, so miss me with that bullshit. And so he was like, what? So, it goes, they go back and forth spatting, and then, they're about to fight or whatever. And the mom, she just breaks it up and she goes to the bathroom. She's like, just give me another drink, so you see the mom has probably a generational curse that's been passed down, because that's the reason why she's drinking, that's the reason why she's an alcoholic. And but she is an ain't mother, but she's probably an ain't mother because she probably didn't have an ain't mother too as well. And then psychological abuse, generational curses, and all that stuff passed down. Like somebody has to break the cycle. And it seems like Brandon and Coogee was trying to break the cycle of what they were given as a child and what they was raised with, because Brandon is doing very well, and Coogee was doing well too with his art and all this other stuff that he liked to do. So, and feeding dogs, he was different. But he's gone now, R.I.P. And MLK R.I.P. Day, you know what I mean? So, anyways, moving on from that, I mean, the mom's at the bar early in the morning, but the mom is still blaming, Brandon for her son's death, and it's just so messed up. It's like she's almost pushing her son out there to do something negative, just like, Tracy push Ronnie out there. If you want me back in your life, take care of something from me, because she's about her business. She's about money. She's no slacker. And so then we get Emmett. Emmett, he's trying to go do his thing, but he has the custody of his baby now, because Tiff, she disappeared and she ain't answering her phone, and he's trying to leave the baby on his mother Jada, and Jada's like, I'm not trying to hear. She's like, no, you take your baby with you. He was like, I gotta work, I gotta go drop these boxes off, whatever. She was like, nah, take your baby with you. And now, he doesn't have a babysitter, and he can't do his thing, and he's trying to go to work, and he's not going to be able to work. And so he goes to work, and his boss is like, no, you can't have a kid up in here, basically. And so then we get to, so he can't have a baby up in the restaurant spot. Of course not. It's not a daycare there. So then we get to Jada. Jada's actually taking care of, Ronnie's grandmother. So that's when we learned that Ronnie was in the military, and Ronnie's grandmother, she got some issues. She's mistreating her CNAs or whatever, and she's accusing Jada of stealing everything from batteries to lasagna, from just calling her a thief. And Jada's trying to tell Ronnie, hey, listen, you need to be around, you need to help your grandmother with her medication, or she will be going into a home and all this other stuff. And so I was like, damn. And so then the grandmother, she's just like, I don't like her. I know she's taking my stuff. She took the batteries out of my remote control. I took lasagna out the freezer, and it's been thrown out on the countertop, and it's disappeared. And then Ronnie, he shows his grandmother the lasagna. She goes, oh yeah, take her for her. Then I know you like her. I seen the way you've been looking at her, but too bad she don't want you, because you ain't got a motherfucking job, and you ain't had a job in years. It was so quick how the grandmother took her anger from Jada, and she switched it to Ronnie, because she felt like Ronnie was defending this woman, and she was like kind of like battering him, basically talking about like, you ain't had a job in years, and she was like, I was like, yo. The grandmother just turned her anger just that quick. That is kind of like a form of dementia, being, she got some issues going on. So we already know she does. And so then, Ronnie was going into the closet to get some shirts. And then, so the grandma was like, where you going with them shirts? I'm having dinner with Tracy tonight. Oh, you having dinner with Tracy tonight? Oh my God, that girl must have diamonds on her pussy, because every chance you get, you're trying to grab it. And she was like, you better not come to Tracy's house empty-handed, because she don't want no broke ass mother sucker. So basically that's what the grandmother was saying, that Tracy is about her money, and you better not show up to our house empty-handed. And we already know that, because she already told him to go get the crab legs and get some ribeye steaks. Like, he doesn't have that budget for that type of food. If she would have said tuna fish or a slice of pizza or some pizza, is different. So the grandmother already knows what's going on with that, but she also did tell Ronnie that she loves him. And so I was just like, damn, grandma was so funny. She was like, you haven't had a job in years. I was just like, when she said that, she said, you haven't had a job in years. I just thought it was really, really funny. So now we got Detective Cruz. He's really focusing on, Krugi's case, and he's looking at it. He's at the intersection. He's just looking around, and, and then he also finds out, he's also looking and watching the neighborhood, and he's just stuck on the case because he don't want to let it go. And so then we get, and so he goes to the spot where Coogie was killed, and he finds out that Coogie was telling the truth because he sees the dog, and he looks up in the window. He sees a guy standing. So who was ever in that house on the day of Jason's murder knows exactly what's going on, and I think that's the stash house. And he wants to know more information about the stash house, which the detective he's working with, Bill, doesn't want to give him any information. He goes to need to know basis, mother sucker. So then we flip to the screen where Ronnie bumps into, Kevin. He starts to chase Kevin down. Kevin is running. He's a track star. Thank God he got away. And Kevin is scared for his life. Like, what? That's a nightmare that these kids are living. These are straight up nightmares. So even in the adults are having nightmares too as well. So Kevin gets away or whatever, but then he bumps into Andrea cousin. She throws him on the ground, and then she gets on top of him, and then she licks his face, and she kissed her hand and kissed him, and she let him know. She was like, we can go farther maybe some other time, but so we see Andrea cousin likes Kevin. So that's most of the time when you're little kids in school and the guy, or even in high school, a guy picks on you, a girl picks on you, usually they like you, and that's the only way they know how to show you. So, but also Detective Cruz and, Ronnie, they have something going on. I know they know each other. I know they have a past. They have a history. So I wonder if they served in the military together. Did Ronnie ever become a police, or Ronnie was running the streets at all? So I guess we'll get into that later on. And so then we get Emmett. Emmett goes into his job basically with the baby. He can't. And so a guy is listening. And the guy that's listening, his name is Q. And Q gives him $100 and say, hey, go find some daycare from Tiny down the street and tell her I sent you. And Ronnie's boss is like, yo, you shouldn't have took that $100. Don't take the money. He don't need your money. Don't take it. So, like when people get locked up, they say if somebody offer you something, don't take it. So I don't know if this is going to be the sequel to Emmett getting into the streets or whatever. So Emmett goes to the daycare, and the lady said come back in 2 months or whatever. So he goes across the street to the playground. He was about to abandon his son and leave him there because he's stressed out. He don't know what to do. He don't really got no help, but he made these decisions because after the first, the second, this is his third child, and he's been getting away with murder, just chilling and not having full custody of the child. Now that he has full custody of his son for this time and point, he don't know what to do. He can't work. He can't make money. He see the drug dealers ride by, and then that gives him like a whiff of, damn, maybe I can have it easy. Maybe I can have it easy in these streets or whatever. But it's even harder in the streets than it is to work a 9 to 5 because you got to watch your back 24/7. You don't know who's gonna kill you. You don't know what cop is gonna try to take you in. You don't know what customers are just gonna try to take you in. You don't know if you get good or bad material. You just don't know. So. But it seems like Emmett is heading that way. And then now we know that Q gave him $100. So now is Q the same person that gave, Jay $100 to as well? So what is Q role in this show? We're going to find out what Q's up to. Q just came back for Cuba too. So was he back there getting some weight? So we'll find out what's going on with that situation. And then we get Ronnie. Ronnie's walking with his boy, Curtis, I think. Curtis and Barry. He's with Barry or whatever. And they all talking, and then they basically mentioned like, Ronnie was like, I'm going to Tracy's house for dinner tonight. And then that's when Barry was like, she took you back. And then that's when Curtis was like, because he did something for her. So his friends know what happened. He didn't even got to tell them. Like, word of mouth fast, so fast around here, So anyways, and then then Curtis was like, yeah, you did something for Tracy. You took care of her. And so then that's when Barry was like, where's the heat that you had last week? Because somebody named Mir or Do or something, whatever, is looking for a gun and whatever. He's looking to buy a gun. And so that was like, that's how you can get the money, because basically, Ronnie's letting them know that he needs to bring some crabs and some ribeye steaks. And Barry said, didn't Tracy know that you're a bum? I was like, yo, they're going in. And so now this is when Ronnie realized everybody knows what's going on. So I need to talk to this little kid. Like, how's everybody finding out this information? Because everybody's watching. There's doughboys everywhere. People was watching. And then plus, Ronnie went over there to go talk to the dude that was running the block. And then Stick came up to tell him about the kid on the bike. Now the kid ends up dead. Everybody knows it's Ronnie. And then also Curtis told Ronnie that the dude, the boy, the guy that runs the corner, one of his lookouts know what happened. So anyways, of course everybody's gonna know. And so you think that Ronnie's been in the military, that he'll be more discreet, but he had to get the information somehow. And so basically everybody in the hood knows what's going on with Ronnie. So I thought that was crazy. His friends just shitted on him. She was like, she doesn't know that you're a bum. So they let Ronnie know he can go sell his piece or whatever. And it seems like Ronnie wasn't going to go sell his piece, but then Ronnie goes and sell his piece or whatever. And it's a crazy situation. He get played. He wanted $350. He ended up getting $250, and he was supposed to get with Spider or whatever. That's what the guy said. It was a sketchy situation. It was a nasty apartment. It was just like crazy. And so he ended up getting $200. So the guy was like, "Oh, let me read you real quick," and pointed the gun at him and see if it's loaded. "Oh, you want to sell me something? Okay, this motherfucker think he's psychic. He ain't psychic." So Ronnie gets his $200, and so Ronnie's doing this thing. He got his $200 or whatever, and so we get Q. Q goes to see Clinton Martinez, and I should have read the sign on the thing. So Clinton Martinez, is he like a congressman? Not a congressman, but like somebody that runs something in the community. Like, is he the councilman? Is he is he in charge of the ward or the district, or is he like a private investigator? What the hell's going on? But Q said he donated to his campaign, so or he appreciate the money that Q donated to him. So he's probably in some type of politics, but he must have his ear to the streets, because that's when Q asks him to find out what happened to Jason. He wants to know what happened to Jason. Now, is Jason related to him? Does he know Jason? He says I think he knows Tracy, which is his mom or whatever. And is that, his murder affecting, the block and the police being out and the jump out boys being there, and also having Detective Bill watching the stash house. So we'll find out how Q is deep into the game. Like, is he the drug kingpin? Does he patrol the block or whatever? Or is he the protector of the block and nothing happens without his say so? Or is these murders bad for business if he's in the negative business of selling and dealing drugs? So we know he just came back from Cuba. We don't know if he went there to go get product or he was just there on vacation. But he brings Clinton Martinez a seashell and let him know that this is a poison seashell. And, it'll kill you quicker than you can smoke a whole cigarette. And it seems like he's about his business. He ain't playing. So what is his role on the show? And he's looking at Emmett, and Emmett is Jada's mother, and Jada takes care of Ronnie's mother. So it seems like everybody know each other, and Q knows Tracy. So we'll find out what happens with that situation. And then Ronnie finds Kevin. So what we were talking about, that Ronnie finds Kevin or whatever. He gets home safe and all of that other good stuff. But then that's when Brandon shows up to Kevin's house to ask him like, "Yo, what's good?" So then, Kevin, he's scared, but you see Kevin, he's sitting there, even though the struggles that he's going through, his stable home, he's still doing his homework. He ain't telling his parents what's going on. Kids don't be telling their parents shit. That's why you got to be your own investigator. So then, what's his name? Brandon goes to Kevin's house. Kevin answers the door with a baseball bat. He was like, "Yo, what's up? Why you got the bat or whatever?" He was like, "Because that dude that killed your brother, that joker that killed your brother, he came after me and I thought he was going to kill me, He looked like he was going to kill me and whatever." And so that's when Brandon was like, "I'm sorry." And then Kevin was like, "Yo, the only reason why I told you because I thought you was going to kill that nigga." And so then Brandon was like, "I told you not to say that word." He was like, I told you not to say that word. And he was like, yo, I thought you was gonna kill that motherfucker. Either handle your business, do it or not. Are you gonna kill him or not? So basically, Kevin wants the dude dead because the dude knows that Kevin can ID him, and the dude's chasing him around. And then you're supposed to be about your business, Brandon, to get this shit off my back. Now I got to deal with this dude chasing me around. I thought you was about that. And so Brandon was like, come on, man, chill out. So now Brandon's feeling like all types of way. He got this little kid, life in danger too as well. His brother's life, has been taken away, and his mom's life is already gone. But she's also guilting him and blaming him for her younger son getting killed. She's not even taking an ounce of responsibility because the alcohol making her thinking crazy. So then Brandon leaves, and Brandon goes home to his mom's house or whatever, and he sees her in, Coogie's room laying down with the art books, and, he put the cover on her, and so it makes him feel even more guilty, like, look at what these people did to my life. Look how they destroyed my mother, not knowing that his mother is still, like, he knows his mother's already destroyed or whatever, but she not even handling at all, not even trying to be strong, not even trying to do anything to even protect him, to make sure he's safe, to make sure she doesn't lose her last son. She's just so busy blaming her son for it. So it's shady. So then once he leaves the house, Brandon gets on the phone and he calls up Louise and was like, yo, that thing we talked about, let me get that. So it seems like Brandon is ready to go for business. And then you got Ronnie. Ronnie just got rid of his piece, so he don't got no heat on him unless he got some other heat from somewhere else. So then you see Brandon's ready to do his thing, even though he promised, Jerrika. He promised Jerrika, I think I said her name wrong in the last video, I don't know. Jerrika, he promised Jerrika that he wasn't going to do anything. He wasn't going to seek revenge, but he has so many different emotions going on inside of him, what he thinks he should do as a man, and what, everybody around him thinks that he should do, and what, probably the street code is to do, even though he's not trying to be in the street, but someone did take his brother's life. And then on top of that, he knows who the person is. It's one thing when you do know who it is. It's like, it's always that temptation to take actions into your own hand. And, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. So that's the way it goes. But a lot of lives are going to be destroyed in a way it goes, So, after that, Ronnie, he got the groceries. He's about to go to Tracy's house because her vagina got diamonds on it. The grandmother was mad funny. I hope we see the grandmother more. And so, we go to the so Ronnie's walking with the groceries and everything. And, the detective Cruz, because Cruz is on the case, and Cruz confronts him, was like, yo, you know anything about that murder that happened? The kid Krugy Johnson, do you know what happened or whatever? Because, I told you last time I seen you, I told you I had a kid in custody, and all of a sudden the kid ended up dead the next day. Do you have anything to do with it? So, but when Cruz went up there to talk to Ronnie, he was patting him down and shit or whatever. So, like, the way that Cruz and Ronnie, coincide together and the way they interact together, seems like they have a past, they have a history. And so he passed Ronnie down. He was like, I want to tell you something, Ronnie. That kid, Koogie, he did not kill your son. He did not kill Jason. He did not kill him. And then, Ronnie looks all innocent. I mean, he looks all nervous. He looks guilty. He was like, he did not kill your son. So now I knew Detective Cruz was going to be on the case. So, Detective Cruz leaves. Ronnie drops the bag and he's just lost. He seems like he's in a trance. Like he's back at war, like he's in a trance. He's lost, he's dropped the food. It don't matter no more now. He killed an innocent kid for no reason. And he might have to kill another kid to stay out of jail, which will be Kevin. But what also was funny was when, not funny, but, Detective Cruz went to go see, Brandon at his job and let Brandon know that he had the Timbs on. But Detective Bill was watching Brandon and watching him, and then he threw coffee on his Timbs. Detective, what's his name? Bill is an asshole. Straight up and down. I'm like, damn. It's crazy. Like, it's like, I can't wait for the characters to build up so we can find out, like, all their lives, like, how they grew up. Ronnie's situation, the detective situation, all the three boys, their moms. So far we see Kevin has like he has a real stable environment, and he does his homework or whatever. So, oh man, we're gonna see what happens with the situation. But I want to know what Q is about. What Q is about. Q seems like he got power. Q seems like he got it going on. And then and is Emmett gonna stay on the straight and narrow, try to work or whatever, or is he going to get into the drug game? And is Ronnie gonna ever catch up to Kevin? And is Brandon gonna catch up to Ronnie? And do Brandon have enough malice in his heart to actually kill Ronnie? Because it seems like he won't. Or will Cruz kill Ronnie? But having witnesses is a bad thing. So I think that's it. Anyways, peace. I'm out. One love to all my peeps and my peoples.